I want to thank you on behalf of the Commandant for obliging this visit, and it is gratifying to mention that, again, the warm reception is something that we are going to take back to him, and he will also lend his voice of appreciation. We appreciate Your Excellency. Now, I deem it a real honor and privilege to lead the team conducting this year's Nigeria Study Tour in Rivers State, a state known as the heart of Nigeria's oil and gas industry and the Garden City of Nigeria. My team is one of the 9 teams currently on tour of selected states of the Federation as part of this year's Armed Forces Command and Staff College Nigeria Environmental Study Tour for students of the Senior Course 47. As we are here today, there are students like this on tour to other states in the country, including Abia State, Bayelsa, Bauchi, Ebonyi, Delta, Kebbi, Kwara, Imo, and of course, us here in Rivers State. Your Excellency, the sole administrator, has been a director at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College. He was also one-time deputy commandant there. So he knows all about Nigeria study tours. He's taken part in it. He has led teams before, so he understands. However, permit me to acquaint other members of his cabinet here present with a little background of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, state the purpose of our visit, and introduce members of the team. The Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, is a tri-service institution established to train operational-level military officers of the highest professional standards to assume command and staff responsibilities. The main objective of the college is to develop the professional knowledge and understanding of selected officers of the armed forces in order to prepare them for both staff and command appointments. It will interest you to know, therefore, that the college does not train only Nigerian military officers, but also offers training to officers from sister African countries in line with the foreign policy of our great nation. To further give the college an international character, the Armed Forces of Nigeria and her Ghanaian and South African counterparts established a military exchange program which has included the participation of officers from the Ghanaian Armed Forces as well as the South African Defense Forces as both students and instructors or directing staff in the college. At the national level, the college also trains officers from paramilitary organizations and ministries, departments, and agencies. These include officers from the Nigerian Immigration Service, the Customs, Department of State Services, Correctional Service, as well as Federal Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Nigeria Police, and the Defense Intelligence Agency, amongst others. As part of the curriculum of this senior staff course, the students are made to study the Nigerian environment, and the study begins with the Nigeria Study Tour, which is an environmental study tour of selected states in Nigeria. During this study tour, students are tasked to research into critical areas of national concern, after which they present their findings in the form of a research paper to the college. In line with this tradition, the theme for this year's study tour is harnessing grassroots intelligence for enhanced internal security. You will agree with me that that's a very topical issue, as the country is being bedeviled by a lot of security concerns in all the states. Therefore, this tour will afford the students the opportunity to have first-hand information relative to River States in their research efforts. It will also provide them with the knowledge of sources of grassroots intelligence, internal security matrix, and grassroots security strategies emplaced by the various states they visit. The students will also have opportunities to carry out on-the-spot research and study into the theme of the tour, profile reasonable, workable, and relevant alternative solutions in relation to the states being visited. The students are therefore here to know particularly about issues of grassroots intelligence and its impact on security, the efforts of the Rivers State government and its local governments in tackling issues bordering in internal security, and how these efforts contribute to overall national security. At the end of the term, the students will return to the college to analyze the data that they have obtained from you here, deliberate on their findings, and draw lessons for the state and the nation. Thereafter, the students will present their reports to the entire college community. Indeed, I am confident that the findings of the research will be very beneficial to Rivers State and our beloved country at large. I wish to assure you, sir, Your Excellency, that the amiable people of Rivers State that occupy a place of pride in our hearts. The support, again, we have received since our arrival convinced me absolutely that we shall have a fruitful and academically rewarding experience during the next few days of our stay in your much-loved state. Let me state here that during the course of the students' presentation of their findings here, it will be our honor and privilege to receive one or two representatives from your cabinet here to come and listen to the beautiful work the students have done and help us to bring back that report to the state government to see what can be implemented in the report. The team visiting your state today is made up of 56 members, comprising of 11 academic or administrative staff, 45 students of the senior course. The team coordinator is Colonel M.M. Sani. He's the chief instructor, Department of Land Warfare. We also have other members of the directing staff here, as well as the college librarian. The 45 students, even though they are all wearing camouflage, they are from the 3 different services. We have 35 from the Army, I think we have 5 from the Navy, and then the rest from the Air Force. On this note, sir, I thank you most sincerely for finding time, in spite of your very tight schedule, to personally welcome us.
It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation. I am much delighted as this visit reminds me of my participation years back as a delegate to a similar study tour in Ekiti State back in the days. So I'm not new to this kind of visit. I understand the nuances of study tours and the role it plays in decision-making processes at both national and subnational levels. Let me use this medium to express my profound gratitude to His Excellency, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCON, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for approving the study tour and for the choice of the team harnessing grassroots intelligence for enhanced internal security. I am particularly thankful for selecting Rivers State as one of the states of your study. As you can agree with me, this topic is relevant, critical, and timely, considering the palpable threat to security of lives and property, particularly in the state, which of course has made our administration inevitable. It is our belief that the security of lives and property, in particular, securing critical national assets and infrastructure, largely depends on credible information. It is thus our utmost conviction that those who provide human capital that fuels insecurity in urban and remote areas include, of course, our rural populace. Hence, any study channel towards harnessing grassroots intelligence is worth embarking on, as internal security without proper feedback mechanism will be an illusion to be pursued but cannot be attained. As we embark on the interactive meetings with the security agencies and other relevant stakeholders, I urge you not to make the study tour a mere academic odyssey, but practical and operational in all facets of security applications. I am therefore confident that the study will add to scholarship and contribute to the robust security architecture required for a safe and secure Rivers State. may I assure you that the recommendations and findings of the study which shall be implemented to the letter, as we are optimistic that studies of this nature shall, without fail, address the challenges of insecurity to national development. And let me use this opportunity to assure your leader here that whenever we get the results of this study, we will do everything in our power to ensure that they are implemented appropriately. I wish you a very remarkable tour of the state and hope that you will experience firsthand the traditional hospitality and rich culture of the great people of Rivers State, which we have encapsulated in your itinerary. No doubt, you will cherish your visit to our revered traditional rulers, Ibibia Local Government Council, one of the richest local government areas in Nigeria, and of course, the delight of our cultural display, which will equally enrich your experience. Once again, we are very, very delighted at your coming and wish you the very best of experience in your study tour. Thank you so much.